Hey there. Who wants to learn how to make this card using the new Design Space iPad app? So here's the iPad, and this is the app. So first thing we're going to need to do is to get the parts that we're going to need for the card. So we come down here, and I hope you can see it. I can't see what's recording. But we go down here where it says image, and we're going to insert an image, and it brings up whatever's there. And the first thing we're going to look for is a rectangle, and you're going to notice how fast this is. And this is still in beta, so don't pay attention to any of these prices. They're it's not going to matter because this is still the beta. So I'm going to touch on this rectangle. Next, we're going to need a square. So I'm going to type in square and search. And any square is going to work, so we can take that one. And we're actually going to need two of these, but we can copy them in the app itself. And the next thing we're going to need is a line. Oops, I didn't hit search for the line. So we have line and we hit search. Now we have our line and insert. So here we have our line and our squares. First, let's do the card. So I know that I want my standard card size to be 5.5 wide. And this measurement here is 4.25, but I need to double that so my card can fold. So I want it to be 8.5 high. Okay, so there is our card. Next, let's change its color so it stands out a little bit. So you tap on it and you go to the layers, and then I can just hit it over here and get the layers to come up. Oh, there you go. And let's just make it a red color so it'll kind of match the one that we're doing. So now it changed. This square, I need this to be 1.25 inches. So we lock our aspect ratio, and I can just type in 1.25, and it's going to do that for both, and there's my squared. Now to make this card, I need 8 different squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My paper happens to be double-sided, so it's not going to matter when I put it on my mat which side it's on. But if you were using different papers, you'd want to put 2 different papers on your mat. So I need to find the copy. And bear with me because I am still learning this just like everybody else. Well, I wonder where that would be. I don't know what that does. See, it's still a learning process. I would think it would be under actions, but I'm not seeing a copy under there. So, yeah. I'm going to have to edit this part of my video out. Oh, duplicate. Hello. I was looking for copy. It's right there. So I want it 8 times. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I can just leave them right there. They are all 1.25 size. But the 9th one, oops, I'm going to move it out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one, I want it to be 2 5/8, I believe, was the size. Yeah, so 2 5/8 which comes out to 2.625, I believe. So if I go to edit and then down here I type in 2.625, it's going to do that, and I need 2 of those. So we go back to actions and we hit duplicate. So we have our big squares and our little squares, and we have our card base. Now we need our score line. So that's right here. And since it's going to go the width of my card, it needs to be 5.5 inches wide, or tall. The width on a line, you don't really count it. So you're going to take the aspect ratio off, and you're going to change this to 5.5. And now what's neat about the iPad app is when I go to tilt this, did you see it? It turned yellow. It kind of just locks in when it's on a standard axis. And so I've placed the card up here where it's at 0, and it comes down to 8.25. I'm sorry, 8.5. So when I move this, there's 2 ways I can do this. I can put it on all the way over here and move it to where it says Y at 4.25. Oops. Which, you know, can be tricky to do. Or I can just pop right here in the V position and go 4.25. So that's going to be the center of my card. Okay? But now I need those 2 to be together as one thing on my mat. So I go to the layers, kind of scroll through, and I see my line and I see my rectangle. So the line is already highlighted, and I just kind of hold on my rectangle till it's highlighted. Go to actions and say attach. So now those are one item together. Okay, I can move them, they're going to be one. These are my big squares and my little squares. Next is time to cut. So we were going to say send to mat. My Cricut's not on right now. Oh, back up. So it's not going to show us anything, but it's going to go to the mat. It's going to look just like in your standard design space, and we're going to cut. For the sake of time, I have pre-done this, so we're going to move the iPad app out of the way and grab our pieces. So the score line that we put on there, the Cricut scored it for me right here. So all I had to do was crease it and fold it. And then my pieces, I have my 8 pieces. I'm going to do 4 on each side. And I am using, this is close to my heart, cardstock. This is the Smoothie, and this is the Glacier, and this is from the new Hopscotch pattern. We're also going to be using the Smoothie exclusive inks and a stamp set called Your Own Kind of Wonderful, number D1627, and this is all going to be at the end of the video for you if you want to get these for yourself. So to assemble the card, it's really easy. We're going to put one of these little squares kind of diagonal visually on a line. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive in the center of the other piece, and we're going to set it on here. We're going to eyeball it as best as we can so that it's centered and pretty equal all the way around. Okay. Your first piece, you don't want a whole lot of adhesive on it because you're going to move that around. So I kind of just put it off to the side. And what you do is you just line it up in the corner and save it so you can see some blue. And you want to have the equal amount of blue all the way around, okay? And now we're going to take the other side. We're going to put some adhesive on that. And just go to the next corner, trying to keep the same border of blue all the way around, and overlap it. Oh, my phone's ringing. So we're going to just do that all the way around our squares. This is a really simple card to make, and I just love these colors of this paper. And And I'm just using some standard adhesive. I use a lot of different kinds. I use Tombow and liquid glass, and this is close to my, or I'm sorry, Creative Memories from the old Creative Memories that I had left over. Lost track of which one I was doing. The tricky part comes on the very last one. So you put your adhesive on the back. Now you need to lift up the first one a little bit, and that's why I said just don't put a whole lot on there. And you just need to slide it in as best as you can to get it lined up. So that it matches everything else. And it's kind of one of those things. Voicemail. And then you can stick some more adhesive under here to hold that top one down. So there's your pinwheel. Isn't that cute? So easy to do. So then I just stick some adhesive on the back of it and put it on your card front. Kind of eyeball it. And now we're going to stamp. So I'm using the stamp that says Life is Beautiful. Like I said, it's from Close to My Heart. And I'm using the smoothie ink that corresponds with the smoothie cardstock we're using. So I do it this way, just so I know I can get good coverage on my stamp. And you got some up here, but that's okay. Center it on your card. And voila, you have a finished card. So simple, so easy. What I'm going to use to mail these, you could use envelopes, or I buy these clear little cello bags from clearbags.com. The 5.5 by 4.25 cards just fit right in them, and you can mail them in this. And so you can just pop them in there, seal them up, stick your postage on one side, and then the card shows through the other side. You can put it in an envelope and stick it in there too. Just make sure your stamp's on the outside so the post office can cancel it. And that is that. If you have any questions, go ahead and contact me at any of the places that will be listed below this video. And if you like my videos and want to know when I post some more, please subscribe, and that lets me know that you're interested in seeing more that I want to post. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.